haven't seen it over the last couple of weekends, to be honest, but there is a buzz. Match referee this afternoon is John Sexton, native of Browne, County Limerick, but now operating out of Ballyhay, County Cork. Temperatures around 19 degrees, beautiful sunshine. There's John Sexton. It's his very first All-Ireland semi-final. He's on the inter-county panel for the last 15 years. It's a big day for him. It's a big day for Tipperary and Waterford. Waterford won the toss, playing from left to right. Going through the middle, Shane McGrath, starting brightly. Calling for his McGrath. Gives it outside. Here's the first opportunity, and the ball is wide. The role of Shane McGrath is vital, really, because he was tried out at centre forward against Offaly and Galway. The plan didn't really work. As he said himself, his mother even said that he shouldn't be playing centre forward.
He's a more natural midfielder, and we saw him there. That's his role, running with the ball through, and bad miss by John O'Brien to start off.
We'll see how the tactics develop. Going through the middle, Richie Foley, the Munster champions, are on their way. Good start for the Abbey side man.
Puck out straight down the middle there, Martin, which was running the break by Richie Foley, and he took a good score. And you know, Waterford, I think, are playing with whatever breeze is there. They won the toss, as you said, and you know, I think the first 10 minutes are vital. But Noel McGrath has come out from the corner, and he's operating at centre forward on Brick Walsh, and a lot will depend on what ball he gets from his midfielders and his half-backs. If they play it short, he can allow to run or take long-range scores.
You can see Brendan Cummins in his very first puck out. He was tactical to find a man, not to rain it down on Brick Walsh. That's the significant factor. First touch for Clinton Hennessy. Into the middle where Brendan Maher is operating. Working hard, Padraic. No relation, different glove. The road ride. Played splendidly in the All-Ireland quarter-final. Scoring a goal and 2 points. I'm afraid he has yet to score here in Croke Park in this semi-final.
Poor wide there, Marty, really. I mean, you know, when you're going up the left-hand side early in the game, you know, try and put it into Lark Corbett or try and push it into One Kelly, who's operating the right corner forward.
Good interception here by Patrick Maher from Laura and Dura. The ball again is wide. It's 3 wides for Tipperary in the opening 2.5 minutes, and indeed 3 scoring chances, all missed. Hennessy goes for distance in his puck out. Richie Foley was running onto it, but it didn't quite go into his possession. Too many steps for Shane O'Sullivan. Free to Tipperary.
Well, Mark, you'd be expecting Tipperary to pepper in the ball to Lark Corbett, who's operating full forward on Liam Lawlor. Cork never really asked him questions, and they should be trying to do that, to run him through the Waterford full back line.
Good anticipation by Owen Murphy. They managed to scramble far as Shane O'Sullivan, Ballygunnerman. Nice pick up here by Noel McGrath. 19-year-old, not 20 until December. Is this the first score for the Premier County? Wonderful play. Hard to imagine he's only in his 2nd championship season. But the Lockmore Castleiney is a very special talent.
Good block down there by Brendan Maher from the resultant break. Noel McGrath, very clever player, and does the right thing, just slips it over the bar near the end. But he'll trouble Brick Walsh, Marty, if he gets enough of the ball.
Gathered here by Shane Walsh. He's come out around the half-forward line. Brendan Cummins has to be alert and assertive. Get it out to a defender. Send long. Oh, lovely layoff by Lark Corbett to John O'Brien. The score of the match so far. What a layoff by Corbett. Great finish by John O'Brien. The first touch, excellent. Finish, equally impressive. Coming across here is Padraic. Declan Fanning from Callanan in his 29th championship appearance today. Here's the break. He's fouled. And you can see Tipperary were swarming around the Stradbally hurler and indeed footballer.
Yeah, great catch there by Michael Walsh, but that's the one ball that Tipperary should be delivering out of the defence, Marty. Like, long high ball up in the air. Brick Walsh is going to win those every time. That ball should be slipped down the wing to Garrow O'Brien and down into Owen Kelly's corner, so mistake by Tipp there.
Owen Kelly. Really top class free taker. Scored a goal and 22 points in 3 championship games. That's his first in this All-Ireland semi-final. Level for the second time. Brendan Cummins doing what Donald Cusick started many seasons ago. And again you can see the plan is to bypass Brick Walsh, who's been dominant at centre back. Here he is in the thick of it. Layoff, his backfires Noel McGrath. Dead straight in front of the post. It's another point for Tipperary. Won an All-Ireland minor medal in 2006-2007. And he really is a player for the future.
Yeah, lovely little pop pass there, and Noel McGrath shortening up the stick again and just knocking it over the bar. 2 excellent scores from him so far.
Working hard is Stephen Molumphy. Comes to the All-Star full-back. 2007, Declan Fallon. Played football against Donegal in a qualifier here 7 years ago. You can see the touch. Causing problems, Patrick Maher. Chased by 2 Waterford defenders. Can he let it off? Kenton Hennessy. Somebody blocked it. Looked like Hennessy. Owen Murphy is back there. Lawlor Corbett almost has it. Waterford under the cosh a little bit. There was a chop down. The referee is signalling off camera. So that is a free out for the Dishes. But anxious, nervous moments in the Waterford defence.
We'll have a look at Patrick Maher going through there. Was very unlucky. Should have got to his feet maybe when he fell. Tried to hit it from the ground. It was blocked. And subsequently Waterford got the free out.
Free taken by Hennessy. Shane O'Sullivan is coming from centre field to help out his half-forward line. Diagonal ball across. It's a good one to John Mullane. Chasing after him, Paddy Stapleton. Mullane turns, salutes the Cusick stand. He is at times unmarkable. What Gooch Cooper is to Kerry football, John Mullane is to Waterford hurling.
Yeah, and Tipperary's Paddy Stapleton has come over to mark Mullane, but this fella's excellent, and you'd be happy enough if you were the opposing manager if he was sticking 3 or 4 balls over the bar, because you'd have to give him that. He's going to win those type of balls all the time.
That's his 11th point in the championship. Brick Walsh lays it off. Declan Prendergast goes long. Nice touchdown as Waterford try and open up this Tipperary defence. Padraic Maher looks solid at left half back. Captain of the Tipperary under-21 team that will face Antrim next Saturday in Tullamore. Lawlor Corbett. Effort blocked this time by Tony Browne. Hear the roar when he gets the ball and when he clears it with the hurling. It'll be more impressive the next time, I can assure you. Look at Shane O'Sullivan. They're geared up for this one, there is no doubt about it. There's an awful lot at stake over the next 66 minutes or so, 62 minutes.
Well, Shane O'Sullivan being held there, and the midfield battle is going to be crucial, Marty. Shane O'Sullivan and Richie Foley from Waterford against Shane McGrath and Brendan Maher. That's a crucial battle there.
Owen Kelly drops this in. Batted out for his Conor O'Mahony. Here's it back for his Declan Fallon. Half back line, helping out the full back line. Batted down again for his Garrod Ryan, who's now back in his customary position of right half forward. With him is Brick Walsh. Coming in at the 2 number 9s, that's Shane McGrath and Richie Foley. It's going to be a throw ball.
Well, Waterford are under a little bit of pressure when Tipp run at them, and I'm surprised by Declan Fanning. He hit a longish ball there again instead of trying to angle it out to open out the play a bit and get Tipperary running at the Waterford defence.
Shane McGrath doing well. Declan Prendergast pulls in it first time. Goes off nobody in particular. In fact, it goes straight out over the sideline. Full back, of course, against Kilkenny. Declan Prendergast in the All-Ireland semi-final 6 years ago. Much more familiar to the left half back position. Noel McGrath going to take this. Playing in his 10th championship match. It's not a good one. Sent down the field long. Down towards Shane Walsh. Tenacious play by Paul Curran. Good calling in the middle by John O'Brien. Great block down by Richie Foley. Sends it out the wing. There's nobody there except Declan Fanning. Oh, high challenge by John Mullane. And the referee blows his whistle correctly. It could mean that John Mullane will be on a yellow card, which is a very soft, if you know what I mean, yellow card to give away for him.
Yeah, no real need for it, Marty. Ball out on the sideline, but as we predicted before the game, Brian O'Halloran is in full forward and tried to run Paul Curran, but Paul Curran has won that first battle, and needless yellow card, as you said there, for John Mullane. No danger there, nothing there, and he's under pressure now for the rest of the game.
Newport's Conor O'Mahony back out for his Shane McGrath. Two of the close buddies actually on the team, McGrath and O'Mahony. Great catch by Richie Foley, who's helping out his defence. First time fall. Sends it long from Declan Fanning. Breaking ball coming across. Brian O'Halloran is the Waterford man on the deck. Paul Curran goes long again. Pull in the air. Chasing after it is Noel Connors. Is that a foul? The referee seems to agree. Owen Kelly, the guilty party on this occasion. 26-year-old Conor O'Mahony seems to have a problem with his helmet. Man of the match against Cork 2 years ago. As Clinton Hennessy has come out to take this. 5 years now, first choice goalkeeper for Waterford. Made his first appearance against Cork here in Croke Park. Great fielding by Paul Curran. It's 2 balls in a row he's won. One that he had to run on to, one he had to catch. That gives any fullback great confidence. Declan Prendergast. Tipperary regain it. Here's Noel McGrath. Queuing to his right, he goes for the score. He's confident enough, having already done it twice already. That's 3 points for Noel McGrath. When you consider it that he only scored 5 points in the championship campaign coming into this All-Ireland semi-final, he started very brightly.
Excellent score again, Marty, but it was a tactic really, you know, bring a player who can score from out the field, out to Brick Walsh, pop it short to him, and if he does the business well, Brick Walsh is under pressure then, and you could see earlier on, now it hasn't happened for a while, but you know, Tipp ran through the wall of defence at times.
Gerard Ryan, it is first appearance for the Tipperary senior team last year against Cork. He's going to be 22 years of age on August 26th. Looks like a yellow card as well for Noel Connors. Definite yellow card for Noel. And here come Waterford now. Here's Kevin Moran. De La Salma. That's a beautiful score. You couldn't ask for better. He's a man who can play anywhere, whether it's defence or midfield, or indeed in his new role of right half forward. Good score. Level for the 4th time in this semi-final. Hard-working Michael Brick Walsh.
Yeah, puck out that came straight down the, you know, down his throw really, and Brick Walsh will field those all day and won the ball and was fouled. That's the second free and an opportunity now for Owen Kelly to put Waterford ahead. But Tipp are playing well enough for probably have shading it up to now, even though it's all level, but they'll have to cut out these silly frees.
Here's Owen Kelly. Miscued that one completely. That's the first wide of the game for Waterford after 14 minutes of play. Watch Brendan Cummins. Again, just a quick one. Goes long from Padraic Maher. Great catch, Tony Browne. Under severe pressure, particularly from Patrick Maher. Going through the middle. centre half forward subsequently fouled. Waterford players are protesting. For what reason? Tony doesn't understand it. John Sexton explains. First chance for Owen Kelly to put his name, this is Owen Kelly, Tipperary I mean, to put his name on the score sheet. Goal and 33 points in the campaign so far. 22 frees, 5 65s. First point in the All-Ireland semi-final. Was this a free, Donald?
Well, Tipp put enormous pressure on Tony Browne, and I thought he held it a little bit long, but when he tried to get rid of it, Padraic Maher, a slight push in the back there, right, but John Sexton's very hard on these.
Conor O'Mahony is on the ground. Brian O'Halloran is there. He's going to be wearing 27, as you'll see him later as well, because of course he's the late replacement for Seamus Prendergast. Here's Richie Foley. Loses possession. John Mullane picked up a knock in the process of trying to gather possession. Sent long by Mullane Paul Curran in his 32nd championship match appearance today. Noel Connors escorts it out over the sideline. The linesman seems to indicate it's the other way. Noel Connors thought it was going to be a Waterford ball.
Oh, watch the back one. You won't get a good one.
Let's see what happened here. John Mullane coming out. Got it on the hands, the fingers.
Well, I think he got 3 taps there, Marty, but the referee was behind him. There were little taps, but they put him off and he got a clip in the fingers.
Shane O'Sullivan really has blossomed. Here comes Mullane. Here comes the score. Second of the afternoon. Both of them from play. 29 years of age, John Mullane from the De La Salle club. He really has a wonderful array of skills. Level for the 5th time. Ball down again to Mullane. Lovely stick work. Gets it up first time. Drops this one in. It's 1 against 1. And once more, it's Paul Curran. Declan Fanning. Nice little jink in the turn. Makes the space. Hits it with the left side down towards the half-forward line. It's working hard. It's been an area of concern for Tipperary through this championship campaign. Ball in towards Owen Kelly. Gets his first real touch in play after 17 and a half minutes. And when he gets it, he over-carries, and it's a free out for the Munster champions. He won't be pleased. Tony Browne is going to take this. And there is a light breeze, isn't there, Donald, favouring Waterford in this first half?
Well, I was down pitch side earlier on, and it didn't seem to influence much. It's much windier up here, Martin. When you look at the flags, sometimes they're blowing strenuously and other times they're dead, but it seems to be favouring Waterford.
Tony Browne with the free, knocked away this time by Paddy Stapleton. To Declan Fanning. To Shane McGrath. Long ball up towards Lawlor, Corbett and Owen Kelly. John O'Brien is in there as well. Here comes Noel Connors, passage man. Waterford minor 2 years ago. Fully fledged senior at this stage. Breaking ball, Stephen Molumphy, captain. Working, trying to get it up. Here comes Rick Walsh, yet again. Sends it low, he heard the call. And it was a good call from the man who's waiting for his leaving cert results. Brian O'Halloran, good block down as well. Superb play, in comes Shane McGrath. O'Halloran tries to retrieve the situation, but he overdoes it. Fouls the Ballina Hinchman, and that means a free for the Premier County.
Well, tackled by Brian O'Halloran there, inexperienced. No need to foul him really. He was under pressure, but a definite free. And Shane McGrath all fired up. Owen Kelly was in full forward for a little while, but I think that's just the way it was. He's gone back out now to left half forward, and Brian O'Halloran's gone back in.
All-Star centre-back 2008, Conor O'Mahony. Against the summer breeze. John O'Brien, Lawlor, Corbett, they're all in there. And so too is Noel Connors. To his captain, the army man, Stephen Molumphy. Diagonal ball is aimed over towards Brian O'Halloran. Great work by Paul Curran. That's at least 4 balls in a row that he's won in straight tussles. Out to Shane McGrath in a lot of space. He steadies, he's going to have a go, and he's going to be successful. First point in the All-Ireland semi-final. All-star midfielder from last year. Given a lot of space, he created it for himself, took the couple of strides, and then shot a great score.
That's his forte, though, Marty, really.
Shane O'Sullivan and Padraic Maher. 20 years of age, Maher. He's a good hurler. Saw him play against Clare in the under-21 final in Thurles. On a wonderful performance. Noel McGrath, John O'Brien, Toomey Vara represented here. And they know they're hurling in Toomey Vara. Great score. Easy enough from a Tipperary perspective and worrying from a Waterford viewpoint. Chance here, which is sent wide. There may well be a change in the Waterford team, and I believe that Seamus Prendergast might be coming on. The young lad who was making his first start, that's Brian O'Halloran. That's after 20 minutes of play, a change in the Waterford game plan. But I think, Donald, if I'm correct, it has a lot to do with the dominance of Paul Curran.
Well, I would think so. It's very seldom, Marty, that these moves work, you know, that, you know, you introduce a young lad in, and I think Paul Flynn said it before the game that, you know, there's a big question mark over these, and if it works, it's brilliant, and but seldom do they work, and Paul Curran really had a stormer up to now. It must be said that maybe the ball wasn't dangling shortly, but what I can't understand is instead of feeding Brian O'Halloran, why they didn't feed John Mullane. He's the main go-to man, so to speak, and every ball you get should be hit into his corner.
Very tough on young Brian O'Halloran, but perhaps Waterford should have gone for the experience of either Seamus Prendergast or Ken McGrath to start. Considering the best option, but that might be the gift of hindsight as well. But young O'Halloran is a player you're going to hear a lot more about. Clinton Hennessy getting involved. Goes for distance. Once again, it's Shane McGrath beating much taller man than Seamus Prendergast. Here's Tony Browne. Goes long. Declan Fannin. Padraic Maher. Dropping it back down towards Liam Lawlor. Now Corbett is in. And then it's Corbett! Straight 1-to-1 battle. They were bypassing the brick. They were aiming for the long ball to test out perhaps a perceived weakness in the Waterford defence in Liam Lawlor. Here comes the long ball. It was a game plan that was always in the offering. Up goes Corbett, and he gave Clinton Hennessy no chance.
Well, that's what he's good at. He just stands behind the player each time, Marty, and once he gets a break like that, he's on his game and stuck it in the back of the net.
First real break coming after 22 minutes. Can Waterford respond? Brendan Cummins got a little touch. First touch by Owen Kelly wasn't great. Didn't come up right for him. Stephen Molumphy. Waterford have to show their character now by responding. Hefty challenge. Hefty challenge on Paul Curran. That rattled the cage from Seamus Prendergast. And I'm pretty sure there were instructions to make your presence felt. And Paul Curran felt the pain.
Yeah, but the Tipperary defence is playing very, very well, Marty, and you know, the first 20 minutes gave him great confidence, so difficult for Prendergast now he's just come into the game.
Loose ball again, picked up by Tipperary. Owen Kelly sniffing around. So too is good old Ryan. Should be an easy ball for Clinton Hennessy. 2 Waterford players available. Clinton goes for a little run first, for leaving it down towards Seamus Prendergast. John Mullane twisting and turning. Referee spotted the foul, and John Sexton immediately blew his whistle. Paddy Stapleton is protesting his innocence, but it'll be all to no avail because John Sexton has made up his mind, and it was instinctive. There's the explanation. I think he's now realised that John Sexton is not for changing. Yellow card for the right corner back from Borris-Ileigh. John Mullane has a sore ear after it all. But now the two players who are marking each other, both Paddy Stapleton and John Mullane, are both on yellow.
But you would have to say that Mullane is winning that battle, whereas Paul Curran is winning the other battle, right? Mullane is winning that battle, so really Waterford should target that corner as much as they can.
Owen Kelly with the free. And Kelly with the point. Won an All-Star in his very first season 8 years ago. And he's still producing magic. Tony Browne tries to knock it down for Shane O'Sullivan. Maher was fouled. It was a push in the back. And I know Davey mightn't agree, but even up here where we saw the push.
Well, lots of referees leave these go, but John Sexton has been very hard on him, and that is a foul, Marty, but John Sexton has been consistent. He's blowing up for pushes in the back, for hurlers coming across, and once he's consistent on both sides, I don't think anybody can have a crib.
Owen Kelly, young hurler of the year 9 years ago.
This is a difficult enough free now, Marty, into the wind, and you know, if he gets this, it will be a massive score for Tipp.
Not quite there. In fact, it's wide. I don't know whether I'm right or not, Donald, but it's just looking at the flags on the pitch, it seems to be increasing in intensity in favour of Waterford. Tuck out, down to Shane O'Sullivan. Great catch, this time by Brendan Maher. Another one of the under-21s. Quick ball in. Great hands by John O'Brien. He's now operating at top of the right, and he gets his third point of the game. Nothing wrong with the Tipperary forward line.
Good chance there. I think he waited for a second for Lawlor Corbett to break the line, but Lawlor didn't do it. If he did, they could have been in for another goal.
Response by Waterford is pretty impressive. Seamus Prendergast proves his value. Now the Tipperary's 1-8, by the way, 1-7 now coming from play. Here's Prendergast's point. 4 points between the teams. Great block down again. Shane O'Sullivan calls for it. Dropping it in, and nobody can reach it. A little bit of afters here between Paul Curran and Owen Kelly, and Brendan Cummins is trying to act the peacemaker. A bit of afters that is totally unnecessary because it's been played in a very sporting fashion so far. Davy Fitz, manager of Waterford for 2 years and 2 months now. John Sexton gives both players a little finger wagging, says cop on. And once again, it's the quick puck out. And Waterford haven't actually copped on to this tactic at all. They're waiting for the long ball, and it's not happening. And from a Tipperary perspective, it's a plan that's working well. Lawlor Corbett, not a great hand pass. But it will still work out for them. Not quite. Here's the break. Shane O'Sullivan has to go back and help half backhand and full backhand. Shane Walsh got a touch to it. Once again, it's Maher who gets a touch to it this time. It goes off a Waterford hurling. Shane Walsh's, and it's sideline ball to Tipperary and Michael Cahill. All-Ireland minor medalists 2 years in a row. Left corner back. 5th championship match. It's a good one. Owen Kelly somehow managed to gather it. Gives it back to Shane McGrath. Gets by the initial challenge. And the second one. Shane O'Sullivan. Man inside is available as Patrick Maher. But good anticipation. Good calling. Read it well. Declan Prendergast. Leaving behind him Kevin Moran. Finds Seamus Prendergast from just inside the Tipperary half of the field. He knows himself. Judging by the body language, it wasn't his best effort. Well wide. 4 wides for Waterford, 4 wides for Tipperary. But much more importantly, Tipperary got that first goal from Lawlor Corbett. Puck out by Brendan Cummins. This time is quite long. Surprise, surprise. Who gathers it? The brick Walsh. And one man they're trying to avoid. Declan Prendergast sends it down that wing. Seamus Prendergast was, or rather John Mullane was being fouled. The referee John Sexton immediately blew his whistle. And there's another opportunity for Owen Kelly to add to his tally of 2 points.
That was a lovely ball there from Declan Prendergast, straight down to, you know, the type of forward needs. But incidentally, Marty, just looking at the stats there, that was the 3rd puck out by Brendan Cummins to the right half forward position, and each one of them they lost. So, you know, I mean, the thing is, they're winning the short puck outs, but the ones going out to Garrod, Ryan's wing, are all being picked up by Waterford. And, you know, that was another free one by John Mullane there now, right, and he's putting cornerback Paddy Stapleton under huge pressure.
So they really should concentrate on those short puck outs, Tipperary, because they are working.
Well, at least they are working.
That effort by Owen Kelly, judged by the umpire to be over the bar. That's his 3rd of the game. There's the short puck out. Very poor marking by the Waterford full forward line. At this stage, everybody should have copped onto it. Noel McGrath, nice stick work to keep the ball in play. Getting inside the cover. Going back is Brick Walsh. Foley. 2 against 1 here. And it's Mullane, and there's a high challenge to Mullane again. Play continues on. The referee, I thought, had blown his whistle, so did Mullane. And the referee is going to have to sort this one out. There's a Tipperary man down injured, as you can see. Looks like Shane McGrath is calling for attention for his colleague, who happens to be Declan Fanning. But the referee might have a word with the linesman for some more detailed information. Cahill McAllister and Anthony Stapleton are the 2 linesmen today. Let's see how all this develops.
Yeah, well, the ball went off the Tipperary defender, Paddy Stapleton, and he just put the hurley across John Mullane there and just won the ball. Don't think there was that too much in it, really. I think John Mullane was looking for the foul there, and we'll see coming in now, there's just a bit of a ruck, and yeah, coming right in there, one of the Waterford players. Not quite sure who it was, but probably fouled the Tipperary man. Tipperary probably deserved a free there, but the referee was caught and couldn't really see.
David Young is coming on for Tipperary. That's going to be a blood substitute. Meanwhile, it's going to be a throw ball. No yellow cards, no public warnings issued. Lawlor Corbett lays it off quickly. Ball inside towards Patrick Maher. Back by his goal, McGrath, going for his 4th point of the match. It's impressive play by the Tipperary attack. Set up this time by Borris-Ileigh's Brendan Maher. Referee John Sexton again has blown his whistle because immediately that puck out, Brendan Maher was involved with something obviously the referee spotted, and it looks like that's going to be a yellow card for the midfielder. There it is. Declan Fanning is back on the field. David Young is making his way off camera. That ball is going wide. Disappointment for the Daishies.
Martin, we spoke about the short puck outs there from Tip. I think Waterford are allowing Tipperary to hit short puck outs, and then they're trying to battle for them further up the field.
Here comes Brendan Maher, coming straight through the middle. Kevin Moran is back there, helping out his defence. Tony Browne lays it off. It's a poor pass. Shane McGrath easily intercepts, surrounded by Prendergast and Tony Browne. Out for his own Kelly. Can he score from there? Yes, he can. second point for Owen Kelly, first from play. It's a ball that Waterford should have cleared. Tony Browne's pass intercepted rather easily, and it ended with Owen Kelly's point. Tenacious work by the left corner back from Peerless Sarsfields. Michael Cahill getting a congratulations from Padraic Maher. Two clubmates, two Tipperary men.
Well, Padraic Maher would be well pleased that he was coming behind him, because it looked a simple ball for Maher to win, and he lost it, but Cahill cleaned up well, and you know, Tipper motoring now in the last few minutes coming up to half time.
Out of Tipperary's 1 goal and 10 points, 1-9 coming from play. 1 minute of additional time added on as Owen Kelly has a right good lash, but I'm afraid it's left and wide. 5 wides for Tipperary, but they lead by 5, it would appear, as we head into the break. Still about 30 seconds left in this first half. Long ball again. Padraic Maher underneath it. Here comes the goal scorer. It's Lawlor Corbett. Trouble for Waterford. Steadies, lobs, and scores. That's a goal and a point for Lawlor Corbett, and a 6-point cushion for the Premier County. Obviously considered going forward, but thought taking the point was the right option. And it was. Glorious sunshine in Croke Park. It's been a most interesting first half, with tactical games from a defensive viewpoint from Tipperary working well with the short puck outs. Shane McGrath has been a dominant force at midfield and has been quite influential, although only scoring 1 point. John Mullane at the other end has scored twice, but has picked up a yellow card. But the most important score, of course, came after 22 minutes when Lawlor Corbett got a long high ball, gathered it cleanly in a 1-to-1 battle with Liam Lawlor, and stuck it into the back of the Waterford net. So, at half-time here in Croke Park, in the second of the All-Ireland semi-finals, the Munster champions have a problem. It's Tipperary 111, Waterford 8 points.
And back here in our Croke Park studio, we have Cyril Farrell, Tomás Mulcahy, and Callanan. Tomás, Marty said there, the Munster champions do have a problem. It's Tipp will be favourites at this stage.
Yeah, Tipp will be favourites, and they're playing with Michael as well. You have to give them credit, and I think tactically they've done brilliantly as well. You know, I think placing Noel McGrath centre forward has been a master stroke by them, and defensively they've been very good as well, particularly at number 3 and number 6 as well. And like it's caused a serious problem for Waterford now on the basis of holding 2 inside. You saw there are stages in the first half. The whole half back line were on their own, and ball was coming back up the field, and they were picking it up on their own as well. And that's a big issue for Waterford now. 6 points behind, they've got to go chase the game now, so they've got to revert maybe back to having 3 full forwards inside there, and putting a lot more ball into John Mullane as well, because in fairness to Brian O'Halloran, I mean, he was only a youngster coming onto the team, but a lot of the ball went down the top of him, and they kept the ball away from John Mullane, you know. It showed when John Mullane got on the ball, he is that serious threat, but it's an uphill battle for Waterford at the moment.
Okay, it is. We're going to take a short break. Further reflection on that first half in just a few minutes. Now, also here on the Sunday game, there's a chance for you to win a fantastic prize, so do get ready to take down... back here at Croke Park, it's half-time between Waterford and Tipperary. Tipp leading 1 goal and 11 points to 8 points. Sir Farrell, Tomás Mulcahy, Callanan here in our studio. Sir, just in the break there, we've been debating the Waterford tactics. No, okay, fine. They've worked through Munster, and they've got them a Munster title and so on, but dropping men back today, so far, it clearly is not working.
Yeah, Mike, it's okay. You drop them back and then the ball comes up and you have 3 half-backs on 2 half-forwards, or even 3 on 1. Another thing, the sharp hook out, Tipperary are good enough, Brendan Cummins are pinning the cornerbacks, Paddy Stapleton especially, and they're walking down the channels and bypassing Brick Welch, and you have Noel McGrath in picking up the loose ball. Now, Brick is having a good game, but this young Noel McGrath has got 4 points from play, so you'd have to say the Waterford forwards, or the Tipp forwards are going very well. Now, Waterford, to me, you'd have to go back to an orthodox game, because they're down to 6 points. Now they'll have to go chasing. You can't go defending when you're down to 6 points. They'll have to go for broke and kind of throw caution to the wind. They're trying to be very defensively, it's okay, but just Tipp forwards, they are throwing the ball around and are well on top.
You said this wouldn't work, sure.
It was never going to work today, Michael, because Tipperary had a chance to study this tactic, and you know, we were all talking about it before the game. How are you going to get past Brick Welch? So what do Waterford do? They hand them the formula on how to get past Brick Welch. You know, we try your 2 corner forwards so that Cummins can poke the ball to the cornerback. Cornerback runs to the 40-yard line, and now he drops the ball right in behind Brick Welch. It was crazy. Now, it's not over yet for Waterford. They've got to say, right, it didn't work, Brian Holland didn't work, that didn't work. Now let's go back to the 15 against 15. Let's go back to getting ball into Mullane inside in the full forward line, with our 3 full forward lines inside, and let's force Cummins to poke the ball out. You know, to poke the ball long, give him no alternative. If they don't do that, Tipp will clean them out.
Some of those balls that were being dropped in, Tomas, into that Waterford defence, we said one of them would eventually break. And it did, and Lawlor Corbett was there.
Yeah, and at times you were saying, why didn't they put him out to the corners and maybe get the runners on him and stuff like that as well. But look, again, there's nobody on Padraic Maher here, right? He has all the time in the world to hit a long clearance, and look, there's no better man in the game than the ball coming in at the edge of the square than Lawlor, and he's proved so many times in the past when the need is the greatest, on the greatest stage in Croke Park.
And he wasn't actually playing that well up to that.
He wasn't playing up to that well up to that, but he's a natural instinct, he's a natural hurry, he's a natural goal scorer, and look, we saw the last day against Galway, he comes up with a winning point. He comes up with a goal here in the match, right? I mean, they need to keep him in the game, though, all the time, because he is the man that makes him take up over there with no throwing hand passes around and obviously getting scores inside. And
it's not that the full back line were playing badly, they were playing really well.
Yes, they were.
We were just after saying, listen, they're going to make a mistake. Their ball is going to break here, and just as it happened, ball was in they held out really well, but when so much ball is coming in, eventually one chance comes, and no better man than Lawlor to put it away.
Well, that's a bit of opportunism by Lawlor Corbett, who was brilliant at that kind of stuff. But I mean, the man, as we said a moment ago, who really benefited from the way things were playing out was Noel McGrath.
Well, a young fellow, but a great hurler. Came from the Waterford. This fellow is a good hurler. They switched him in centre forward, and it's a big ask. But once he gets on the ball brought down here, he has so much skill. He's a natural. Picks it up, has a little look around, touching his back, cuts through, and he has left or right leg. Does the right thing here, and in sharp grip, flicks it overhead. Now he's doing this all day. Now Brick Welch is playing well enough, but any chance that he gets, he's going to score it. Again, his John O'Brien has a little flick back. Again, bang, just flick of the wrist. You think he's going to be hooked or blocked down, no chance to see flick. And again, here again, like he's having a dream first half. Now this Lawlor Connors is playing very well, but again, this ball breaks here, throw it out here to McGrath. Once he has the sight, go back again, left or right, back on his right this time over there. He is the two sides.
The key there is right. He's let everybody else do the donkey work for him. Patrick Maher and all these fellas, let them go in and tackle, let them go into break Walsh, let them throw on the shoulder, and let him take the flick to the pass.
That's exactly, you're spot on. That's exactly Tipperary's tactics today. Get in Padraic Maher, get in the ball breakers inside, and let him win the ball and pass it back, not forward. And next thing, the man is back. Owen Kelly was back there as well. He got a point the very same way. To have the man placed on the 50-yard line, straight shot over the bar.
Well, when you have target shooters in the team like that, then why not do that up front for Waterford? Once again, John Mullane has carried the burden for most of it.
Yeah, and I mean he's been well marshalled, I suppose, as well. But look, I mean he's a fantastic performer, and like he's the man that's, if they're going to get back into this game, he's the man that's going to bring it forward to them as well, you know. And look, we've seen this so many times, so many years and stuff like that as well. But again, he's up there on his own. He's leading kind of a lonely life above there at the moment, you know. And he's leading on crumbs, you know. And he needs to get a bit more support. I mean, this is coming away out the feet, and they're fantastic scores, and they're inspiration scores, and like he is on his game, and when he's on his game, you must give him possession, you must give him ball, and I mean that's something that Waterford will have to address. Sir mentioned about the 3-man full forward line. Whoever goes in there, it will give Mullane more space, it will give him more room to actually, because he'll have a bit of support there.
Okay, we're headed off to another break. Stay with us for more on this All-Ireland semi-final straight after that. Now, plus remember our big competition here on the Sunday game. Now, you might be going to the All-Ireland hurling final. A word on a very special OB Sport programme tomorrow night here on RTE Television. We have extensive highlights of this week's European Swimming Championships, including Browne Murphy's magnificent silver medal in Budapest yesterday. So that's OB Sport tomorrow, and that's at 8 o'clock on RTE2. And great celebrations, I've no doubt, down in Wexford with all of that. Now, we'll be going back to the action shortly here on the programme. But first, we're giving you the chance to be here in Croke Park for hurling's big showdown in September. Now, we have teamed up with Etihad Airways, sponsor of the Senior Hurling Championship final between Waterford and Tipperary. Tipp leading 1 goal and 11 points to 8 points, before an attendance of 49,754. Is it going to be Tipp to win this match, or can Waterford do something drastic?
Well, there's a few things you have to look at. You know, Tipperary's old record of the past and their old fault of idling in front. That's number one. You know, when they get up a big lead, they often tend to fall back and let the other team come back at them. Now, I also think that at the half-hour line, they're not winning enough ball. Garrod Ryan is getting no ball there. Wouldn't be surprised to see somebody like Padraic coming in. You know, everything isn't proper for Tipperary either.
No, it's not. I mean,
there's no changes, by the way, on the Waterford team, so they're leaving things as they are at the moment.
They are, but I really think they need a goal or two, as many as they can get, and I really think after about 10 minutes, Big Dan will have to come on, because OK might be pushing on, but he is very strong around the
I presume that will be the plan.
They'll have to, because like, they need a goal or two to get back into this game. 6 points down, the points that they're getting for play OK, but Tipper are good enough to go on and get points
but
as well.
We've seen Waterford, though, Michael, so many times in the past being in this position, right? And
yes.
I mean, he came with a game plan to actually hold Tipperary for as long as he could.
Yeah.
He's got to change that now, right? But we've seen them play with a freedom and getting scores from every angle and stuff. And they need to go back to that now at this stage. They need to start getting runners at the Tipperary full back line that we said might be under pressure and stuff like that. This time round, they're being cleaned out inside there by Paul Curran and Conor O'Mahony. And they need to start turning the ties the other side. They need to start taking ball. And you can't do that with 4 and maybe 3 forwards up in the front position. You've got to have 6 forwards in their positions.
Yeah, and they're playing very much like they played against Galway. You know, Tipperary kind of falling behind in drawing level and then the burst before half time. You know, they got 3 points before half time. That's a huge psychological boost to them. But Waterford now have to take the game, as you said, right from the very, very start, go back to their formation, and in that way they still have a chance of winning the game.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to ask you about the change they made in the first half. They bring in the young lad into the game, the 19-year-old. Then they take him off after about 15 minutes or 20 minutes because it's not working. Psychologically, that's not sending out great messages.
But I think they've got that in reverse, though, Michael, right? They should have started.
Reverse, yeah.
They should have started with Prendergast, right? Because in the battle of an All-Ireland semi-final, Prendergast was the man to take the heat out of the game, and suddenly when the game opens up in the second half, if this player is as good as what we've made up to him, which he is a very good player, that was the time to bring him in when the game has opened up a bit.
But Michael, see what Tipper do now. They're 6 up. Waterford gone up out the second half, all eased up, mad for action. What to do? They're going to leave them raw there. Any of us will do it. They'll come out and they'll say, listen, win the throw in, get the next point or two, tack on, go from 6 to 7 to 8. Everything else still is a bonus. It's going to be very hard for Waterford. I can't see them making a comeback unless they're able to get them goals. And the camera flashed up to the likes of Kim McGrath and these lads. They're going to be brought into the battle soon. Like Davy's still trying to drive them on there. He's already done this downside in the dressing room, and it's very hard to go around to all the players again. Whereas Tipper kind of making sure that they're kind of maybe losing their focus, leaving them out there on their own.
They are behind in the match, but I mean 6 points. It's not insurmountable.
It's not insurmountable. I've seen some Waterford teams that have past been 8, 9 points down, and they've rallied, and you'd expect that from Waterford. I mean, they've put so much into this. They're so well organised. They are very fit, and they've got stronger as the match has gone on. Certainly in the second half. I mean, the key here is start the second half and get 1 or 2 points on the board and take the game to Tipperary.
And don't concede a goal early on to Tipperary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll be the end of it. Okay, let's head back to the commentary box to rejoin Marty Morrissey and Donal O'Grady.
Thank you very much, Michael. Welcome back to the second half here on a beautiful afternoon in August. It's Croke Park in the second All-Ireland semi-final. Tipperary looks to have, well, the advantage substantially, not just in terms of the scoring board, which is the most important area, but just in the overall trend and play of the game as well. Can Waterford change it? Will they bring in Dan the Man? These boys have come through a fairly tough Munster Championship campaign. This is the first real time that they're having to chase big time. Tony Browne will lead the way for the first of the scores of the second half and his first point in this particular game. Again, the quick puck out. It's happening all day, and Waterford are not able to just counteract it. Here's Paddy Stapleton, 25 years of age, since last Friday. Shane McGrath hits it, and he knew immediately himself it was well worked.
That's the way to walk the short puck out. You know, Paddy Stapleton ran off the field and just passed it to Shane McGrath. He had a great chance. Normally he's very active from those, but it went left and wide. And I also noticed that Corbett is operating out and left half forward now for Tipperary.
Conor O'Mahony has the slipper. You can see that for Pat.
Yeah, O'Mahony doing well. You know, determination there really, and that puck out straight down his throat, and they've lost a lot of those, Marty, straight down the middle of the field, whereas incidentally, Waterford have won 3 puckouts that have hit to the left half forward position, and they've won all 3.
This is his 48th championship match for Tipperary, and in his 9-year career has scored 15 goals and 316 points. Will he add to his tally here? It's tailing well, right and wide. So now, let's see what Waterford, Munster champions, are made of. Clinton Hennessy goes for distance. Up for big Seamus Prendergast, who's made an impression since introduced. Flicks one forward for John Moran. The 2 Waterford lads combine, collide rather. That's Kevin Moran, 2 club mates as well, and John Moran. Man still holding the side of his head as Tipperary go forward. Lawlor in a race for possession. Latching onto it has got O'Brien. Challenge was an illegal one. And Noel Connors. Free out for the Dacians.
Well, got O'Brien very unlucky there, right? And you know, just Declan Prendergast in a vital tackle and shoulder by Patrick Maher, and John Sexton gives the decision. But a lot of referees might have given the decision against Declan Prendergast in the first note, but you know, welcome relief for Waterford.
John Sexton seems to be looking around. The communication that they started using last Sunday was what's being used in the World Cup in South Africa. He was telling Tony Browne, cut it out. Next time it'll be more serious. I'm not too sure Tony knows what happened, but maybe the replay will show us in time.
One thing I can't understand, Marty, is why Tipper put giving long range frees to one. Kelly instead of letting Conor O'Malley hit them and have a 1-on-1 inside with Lawlor.
Conor O'Malley showing the sort of form that won him that All-Star 2 years ago. Ball inside Paris O'Brien, coming across as Liam Lawlor. He might have to use Clinton Hennessy. Goes down the wing instead. There's a touch, slightest touch by Stephen Molumphy. So it's a sideline ball for Tipperary. We haven't actually seen so much of Molumphy in this particular match.
Well, Molumphy is more of a worker, Marty. You know, normally operates as centre forward or left half forward, and he hasn't quite got into the game.
The linesman has been informed, the referee, I think this is what the referee is saying, that the ball needs to be placed in the right position and taken again. The linesman indicating that the sliotar has to be on the sideline. That looks to me to be inside the line, but Shane McGrath doesn't quite connect anyway. Now, which way is it going? It's going to Waterford. This one to be taken by Richie Foley, star of the University College Cork team that won the Fitzgibbon a few seasons ago. It's a good cut too. Paul Curran under pressure a little bit from John Mullane. Curran gets it out towards left half back Padraic, the only man that has played in every National League, every championship match, every minute of the 2010 season. Molumphy is getting into it now, and he's fairly well hit before he earns his county a free. It was well earned. John Sexton noting the name and number of player, and that often goes unnoticed. Sometimes we see a piece of action, we see a yellow card, but it is sometimes as a result of something that might have happened previously as well, and the cumulative effect means the referee makes a decision that it now requires a yellow card. Owen Kelly takes the point for the 4th time in this match. So 6 points down at the break. A point by Tony Browne, a point by Owen Kelly, gives them renewed life. Brendan Cummins is looking around for a short puck out. Michael Cahill was making himself available, but Cummins decides to go long. Now, Ludwig Walsh get it. There he is. That's normal. And away come Waterford. Going long this time to John Mullane. Good work again by Paddy Stapleton. He'd celebrate his birthday in style if he gets a place in the All-Ireland final. Hennessy has to come off his goal line. Gives it to Lawlor. Has to work himself out of trouble. Nobody there except the road Ryan from Tipperary. Moving reception here, and all Cummins. Moves the ball away, however. A chance for Tipperary. And John O'Brien puts his name on the score sheet for the 4th time.
Well, funny thing, Marty, he should have got the pass from Garrow Ryan first of all, because the passing to Owen Kelly had been telegraphed, and a simple pass back there right to him, and he stuck it over the bar. But that's from the pressure that Tipp are putting on the Waterford defence.
Here's McGrath. Declan Prendergast with him, but overdoing it. And you can see the Tipperary are really fired up. Liam Sheedy has instilled a great sense of pride and belief in this particular squad, and of course, having been in the All-Ireland final last year, they have a desire to get back there. Meanwhile, can Davy Fitz and Padraic come up with a plan to change the trend of the game? Plan A with Brian O'Halloran didn't work. Certainly Seamus Prendergast's arrival has helped, but they're still not able to counteract the short putouts. Taking his time, Owen Kelly. There's the angle. Here's the shot. And it's going wide. The Tipperary's 8th wide of the game. They've just managed 1 point in the second half with 8.5 minutes played, and that came as a result of pressure, admittedly, but a bad pass from Noel Connors. Pulled on first time by Michael Cahill. The road Ryan gets there first. He's hitting one and hitting twice before he goes down. And that's a sideline ball, this time for Waterford. And maybe those sparring sessions that's been going on since Bernard Dunn got involved with Davy Fitz is toughening up these Waterford lads, because they went in hitting hard and fair and won themselves a valuable possession. Good effort by Richie Foley. It's loose inside there. Steve Molumphy is there. More importantly, Prendergast is there. He's pushed off it a little bit, and it's Tipperary to come away with it, delivering it along. Nice ball inside to Declan Prendergast. John Mullane, lovely stick work, despite Paddy Stapleton right beside him. It's dropping over the bar. Dare I say it, an inspirational move, because Waterford needed a little bit of leadership, and where better to look than the man with the red helmet, John Mullane.
Well, Mullane is operating further out the field now, Marty, and they hope to pick up the breaks there and run as a Tipp defence.
Big fuck out again. To Mullane, about to be hooked, about to be fouled by Patrick Maher. Trying to encourage his colleagues to give it everything and give the 49,754 here in Croke Park, not all of them obviously from Waterford, something to shout about. Referee John Sexton has shown a yellow card to Patrick Maher, known as the Bonner, after the Bonners from Cashel King Cormac's. Great Cullum and Cormac. Here's Owen Kelly. Chance for Kelly. Umpire is going for his flag. And Waterford are back in business. Down 6 at half-time. Down 3, 10 minutes into the second half.
And that's 6 points from place balls, Marty, by Waterford, and Tipp want to improve their discipline because they're handing the initiative to Waterford.
One signs Tony Browne. Not a great pass. Some of the hand passes going astray. Lawlor Corbett under pressure. Has to go back into his own half of the field before he can deliver a pass. Goes long this time. Owen Kelly with the road Ryan. Declan Prendergast is there. Noel Connors. They're all there. And the referee has said enough is enough. This is going to be a throw ball. Declan Prendergast from Ardmore is 7. The road Ryan from Templederry is 10. Throw ball it is. Seamus Prendergast got a touch. Tremendous work by Richie Foley. Liam Lawlor will converge on him as quickly as possible. Former Waterford footballer. Now first team player for the hurlers. Great catch. Once again, the pass however is going astray on both sides as the intensity levels rise. Owen Kelly is in the thick of the action. So too is John Mullane with Paddy Stapleton. Look who's trying to hook him. Lara Corbett. Still Stapleton. Back for his centre half forward Steve Molumphy. Conor O'Mahony lets out his corner back and delivers it long. 2 against 2 here. Breaking ball favours Waterford and Richie Foley steps aside the initial challenge and tries to make a little bit of space. Patrick Maher in hot pursuit. A wall of blue and gold jerseys. Lara Corbett is able to take the hit and delivers it long down towards John O'Brien. Here comes Owen Kelly across, keeping him company. Noel Connors back there as well as Tony Browne. Connors goes down on it. Brick Walsh is there observing. Connors goes down. No free, says the referee. Owen Kelly, and it's the Brick Walsh. His brother is called Block. This is the Brick. And he gives it out, and Waterford are playing far better hurling. Far more passionate. Down towards Owen Kelly with the ball skidded off the surface. Paul Curran gives it long, but not very long. Comes in towards Brendan Maher, and he was being fouled by Shane O'Sullivan. So that's a free for Tipperary, just on their own 65. But much better, Donald, from Waterford.
Yeah, Waterford have come out in the second half, and I think they're a bit more enthusiastic, a bit more determined than Tipp. Tipp may have come out thinking that this game is going to unfold for them, but a tackle there. Yeah, that was a free by John Sexton. Pulled it correctly. Shane O'Sullivan just not much in it really, but pushing it back, and he's been consistent in that all day.
Lara Corbett got that hit, if you recall, a few minutes ago. He was giving it long, and he certainly felt the challenge as Owen Kelly puts it over the bar for his 3rd point and his 2nd from a free. Coming on for Tipperary is Seamus Callanan, Drummond Inchman. Coming off is Garrod Ryan, the number 10. Kevin Moran loses it too easily. Shane O'Sullivan is there, and it's Moran again. Under pressure. Severe pressure. Goes out over the sideline. Despite his best efforts to give it to his captain. Sideline ball for Tipperary. Davy Fitzgerald, who celebrated his 39th birthday in Castle Martyr, the hotel down there where Waterford had a secret training camp. But the party will be a little bit subdued if Waterford don't get to that All-Ireland final. Seamus Callanan trying to make an immediate impression. That ball is wide. Scored a goal, of course, in the All-Ireland quarter-final after being introduced. This time it's Clinton Hennessy that gives the short tuck out to Liam Lawlor. 4 Mile Water in the beautiful Ballymacarbery area of Waterford that was famous for many years for ladies football and indeed men's football with the Maher. Here's Lara Corbett. There's a response. Goal and 2 points for the Thurles Sarsfield star in his 42nd championship appearance for his county. Great point. Coming on for Waterford is Ken McGrath, and going off is Owen Kelly. While he was good from frees, he wasn't that much involved in play. I don't think he'd be too happy about being taken off. Seamus Callanan's first effort at scoring, well blocked by Declan Prendergast, and this is a sideline ball for Tipperary. Back to 5 points. Ian Sheedy just a little bit more relieved at the moment.
The introduction of Seamus Callanan for Gary Bryan, who, you know, things just didn't happen from today. That injects a little bit more pace and a bit more experience. I would have expected Callanan just to step around the tackle there. He's an experienced player, he'd have a simple chance then.
Effort in by Noel McGrath. Here comes on Cahill. The ball is in the net. Tipperary could be heading back here to Croke Park on the first Sunday in September. It came from Noel McGrath. The ball in. Keep an eye on the 14. Owen Kelly. Simple little touch. Made a space and tucked it away beautifully past Clinton Hennessy. It was all down to the wrist work. The finish sublime.
Well, isn't it funny how things work out for Marty? You know, Seamus Callanan, brilliant block by Declan Prendergast on him, and, you know, danger cleared, and then ball in, and Owen Kelly simple into the back of the net, and a blood sub, I think. John O'Brien, finger injury.
So Tipperary have a blood substitute. Brian O'Mara, another one of the under-21 stars. In fact, he was man of the match in the under-21 final against Clare in Thurles. He's on. And he's going to take his place. He started against Cork in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. He comes on momentarily, at least for John O'Brien. Coming through the middle, it's Brendan Maher. Shane O'Sullivan. Just when Waterford were beginning to find their rhythm and momentum and putting up a challenge to Tipperary, and concede a goal to the stickwork of Owen Kelly. Liam Lawlor looks around for support. Goes back for Shane O'Sullivan. Floating one in. Nice ball to Stephen Molumphy. Gathers. It loses out because he's fouled. And that's going to be a free in for Waterford.
I can never understand, Marty, why, you know, Tipper come from now just after getting a goal, and, you know, you want to try and nail down everything now and get another few scores, and silly old free there by Declan fanning all Steve Molumphy's momentum had stopped at the time and just pulled him down ridiculously when another tip man had come in to win the ball.
Free by Ken McGrath. He's tapped over the ball. They needed that to settle themselves just a little bit. Dan Shanahan is coming on for Kevin Moran, as Waterford acknowledged that they need to rejig their attack. Kevin Moran scored a point. That was in the first half. And here comes once again a quick puck out, which Waterford have been unable to counteract all afternoon. But then lobbed the ball into their full forward line. And by the way, that Tipperary full forward line has scored 2 goals and 9 points out of that Tipperary total of 214. That's a substantial amount, and it's a game plan that Liam Sheedy obviously has engineered, starting with the quick puck outs from Brendan Cummins. Ball into space. Owen McGrath under pressure this time. Arriving, John Mullane. Taken out of it by Declan Fanning. John Mullane is disgusted. Helmet, hurley, everything is gone. And John Sexton might take sterner action, because John Mullane has been pretty well hit, most of it fairly, I have to say, but it's going to be interesting to see what John Sexton decides here. Looks like a yellow card for Declan Fanning. That's the 4th yellow card for Tipperary. 7 points between the teams. 15 minutes still to go. So John O'Brien, by the way, blood substitute for him, comes back off the post, and it's wide. Off the stick of Ken McGrath. Little things like that make you think maybe it's not going to be our day. I was saying anyway that John O'Brien is coming back on. He was wearing number 12 previously, but because obviously he picked up an injury and there was some blood in his jersey, he's now going to wear number 31.
And he's now operating right corner forward with Larry Corbett over the left corner.
Michael Brick Walsh. Easily intercepted again by Shane McGrath. Sent down the line by Richie Foley. Great catch by Padraic Maher. And he has to work to clear it out of his area of the field. Good catch again by Tony Browne. Hand pass is required to seek and find Owen McGrath. Declan Fanning comes into challenge. Stephen Molumphy, about to be blocked by Lawlor Corbett. He gets in his shot, and that's Stephen Molumphy's first point in this All-Ireland semi-final. It means now that the entire Waterford half-forward line have scored. The only man, in fact, in the Waterford attack not to score yet is Shane Walsh. This was a good point by the Waterford captain.
A good score, Marty, and they needed it. They now only 6 points between them, but Tipper handing them back the initiative. They have a chance maybe to finish the game off, and you know they just relax a little bit more. They've come back into it now again, and will probably force the issue a little bit.
Maher going high and very high, but also very wide, I'm afraid. In fact, the umpire has signalled that it's a 65.
Yeah, it just got a. One of the Waterford defenders just got in a slight black on Noel McGrath. The ball went over, diverted out for the 65. You could hear the tap from here, Marty, so correct decision by the officials.
Noel McGrath taking these long-range frees now. Scored 4 times in the first half. It's his 5th and first from a free.
And really, Marty, around midfield and the Tipp half-forward line, they have a little bit of a dominance, and you know, there's 12 minutes left or so now, and it's time that they pushed on.
Quick puck out, didn't quite work out. Noel McGrath nips in and puts it straight between the posts for his 6th point of the game. Brendan Cummins and Donald Cusick might have the short puck outs mastered, but I'm afraid Clinton Hennessy gave the ball short, and his colleague didn't react quickly. He was waiting for the ball, and that's why Noel McGrath nipped in. No fault in Clinton. Ball dropping in here. Perhaps Dan the man can do something. There's a chance, didn't quite connect, and it's cleared off the line by Michael Cahill. Ken McGrath. Difficult enough angle. But that's a great point. His 2nd since being introduced. They still believe, but only just.
Yeah, super point there by Ken McGrath, Marty, but before that the ball fell to Declan Prendergast, or to Seamus Prendergast. Needed a little bit of coolness, could have even taken it to his hand, and that was a good goal chance that went to begging.
Lawlor Corbett, the red work, seeking the space, the opportunity to Cahill. Here's another one. Brilliant goal. 3 goals and 9 points. The Tipperary full forward line have now scored. Make it 3-10. Tipperary are already looking for their All-Ireland final tickets. It was Lawlor Corbett that created it through sheer hard work. He set up Owen Kelly. He turned and he blasted it past Clinton Hennessy.
Well, brilliant skill from Lawlor Corbett. 2 little flicks that took him away from the defenders, and then a lovely pass that gave the ball to the advantage of Owen Kelly, and he did the rest. You know, game over now, Marty, really. 10 points in it with 10 minutes left, and it's going to be all Tipp from here on in.
Well picked up here by Owen McGrath. Tipperary can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Great catch by John O'Brien. Not a great finish.
Well, a lot of credit there to Owen Murphy. He got in the hook at the right time, but you felt that if John O'Brien just held the ball, that he could have played in Owen Kelly again.
Waterford have to come up with something special now, I'm afraid. And this is the man. John Mullane hits a shot. Saved by Brendan Cummins. Brilliant stop. 2 brilliant hurlers, man to man, facing each other. 1 for Waterford, 1 for Tipperary. Here comes Mullane, here comes Cummins.
Well, a good save, Marty, but he needed to put that deep down into the corner, and he got a slide hook on it. The Tipp defence got a slide hook as he was striking the ball and knocked out for a 65, but that was the chance that Waterford needed to get back into the game.
Tony Browne with the free, dropping it just over Brendan Cummins' crossbar for his 2nd point of the game.
You see the shot from John Mullane there, a good save from Brendan Cummins, but a good hook by Conor Mann. He just got in the vital half hook, and it took the sting out of Mullane's play.
Bourke has been introduced in Tipperary attack for Patrick Maher, centre half forward. Shane O'Sullivan. They're waiting for it. And Tipperary are chasing everything. Ken McGrath given incredible service to club and county. Seamus Prendergast to Molumphy, the Munster champions, metal tested. See what I mean in terms of chasing everything? Tipperary are there 3, sometimes 4 players chasing after it. Going back to gather this, Paddy Stapleton gets there ahead of Mullane. Declan Fanning calling for it. Swings it over to this side in front of the Hogan stand. Lawlor. Back out for his left half back, Declan Prendergast. Seamus Callanan chasing after him. Still Declan Prendergast. Stopped in his tracks illegally. Free here for Waterford.
Well, what else would you do as a centre-back, Marty? You just make sure you stop the player, give away a simple free, maybe you have to tap it over the bar, and you're still 9 points up. But if I have any forward Tips play, they've given too many easy frees away. Declan Prendergast was looking for something.
Going for goal here. Stopped again by Declan Fanning. Gives it back to Michael Cahill. And like most cornerbacks, they're happy to deliver it along out of their territory. Here's Michael Brick Walsh continuing to sweep up any loose ball in that half-back line. Pumping it in high towards Dan Shanahan. Chance here for Mullane. Bit remote because he was under severe pressure. And every time he's near the ball, he seems to be fouled. Dan Shanahan knocking it down here for John Mullane. Free in for Waterford.
Well, every stoppage in play now, Marty, will suit Tipp. Take the sting out of whatever. Ken McGrath taking this, he'll probably have to go for a goal. If he went for the goal much further out, he'll have to try and do this, or else slip it across the middle. But he'll have to try and score from here.
Ken McGrath blasting it. Deflected out for a 65. Seemed to have hit the hurl of Shane McGrath. Second 65 for Waterford.
And all of this, Marty, eats down the clock, and all Tipple want to do now is try and keep control from here till, you know, they're 9 points up. Keep control from here to the end. Waterford will be forced to try and get goals when there'll be point chances, and if they don't get that, well, the defence normally grows and grows psychologically.
Tony Browne, what will he do? Drop it in, try and take the point. And he takes the score. That's 3 points for Tony Browne. Waterford are going to introduce a substitute. Coming on is Tommy Ryan. And he's going to take the place of the team captain, Stephen Molumphy. Tommy Ryan from Tallow. He's 20 years of age. Normally plays corner forward. Mentioning corner forwards, there's Lawlor Corbett. Waterford struggling to try and get it out of that area. Michael Brick Walsh. Owen Murphy. Referee eventually says it's going to be a throw ball.
And Marty, we were talking beforehand about the tactic of negating Michael Walsh. That's only the second puck out from Brendan Cummins that has gone down to that area.
More scores coming for Tipperary and for John O'Brien, his 5th of the game. All of them from play. Declan Fanning. Brendan Maher is there. It looks like Fanning. It is Fanning that's coming out with it. Plays it out for us, Conor O'Mahony. Goes long, down towards Owen Kelly. Sidesteps the initial challenge from Brick Walsh. Gives it back towards Noel McGrath. And that's going to be another free for Tipperary. It's a dramatic change when you consider last Sunday in May when Tipperary were well beaten by your own county, Donald. They have recovered well, haven't they?
It just shows how false the Munster Championship was, Marty. I think Tipp came down to Páirc Uí Chaoimh somewhat rather complacent. I think they felt that they'd get over Cork and that they'd build from there. They got a bit of a rude awakening at they, but really, they were the top team in Munster and they're showing it now.
Owen Kelly, I should say, takes his point. And, perhaps it was ominous for Waterford because in last year's Munster final, I'm just mentioning that they didn't do so well, but certainly here the punters are leaving. And I'll give you that statistic in just a moment as we concentrate here on Michael Brick Walsh. In last year's Munster final, the Tipperary full forward line scored 3-8 between them. They now have 3-11 scored in this semi-final. Here's a chance, neatly tucked away. Well taken goal, and Waterford stay alive, if only just. This was the long ball in. Dan Shanahan causing Paul Curran a few problems, and in the sunshine they lost it. And there at the end of it was Owen McGrath to flick it beyond Brendan Cummins.
Yeah, Owen McGrath making a long run and just being at the end of it and just a nice flick.
Owen Murphy. It's all the way back for Clinton Hennessy. You know, some of those missed opportunities for Waterford, I'm sure they're going to regret them, because if they have taken them, then obviously they'll be a lot closer. 2 or 3, maybe 4 points between them. That's the luck with the draw, I suppose, when your shooting is not in from frees, but they are vital, which will bring about the debate about taking off Owen Kelly.
Well, the thing about it, Marty, is that, you know, when you're 9 points down, some forward lines fall into the trap of going for goals too early, where, you know, 3 or 4 points will bring you back in the game, because there's always a chance that the defence will relax and you get a chance as Waterford are there.
Ken McGrath gets his 3rd point. And it will also, I'm sure, Donald, considering Ken McGrath's performance, I know it's late in the game and Tipperary look like they haven't won, and even allowing for that, but his impact here is quite impressive. Perhaps he was the one that should have started and not Brian Arnold. Well,
I thought it was a big gamble playing, you know, a young player like that, and very rarely does it work, Marty, and it failed miserably, and it brought Paul Curran and the Tipperary defence into the game. They had great confidence after 20 minutes, and really Waterford weren't able to break them down from there on.
Owen Murphy has to go back to his goalkeeper again to execute the long delivery to his forward line. Oh, that's great hands, brilliant play. Corbett gets the pass from Brendan Maher. There's trouble again. It's Callanan. Oh, that's great defending by Brick Walsh. Noel Connors. It was Brick Walsh that provided the hook that prevented Callanan from scoring. Declan Prendergast gives it long down towards his brother. Looping this one in towards John Mullane. Easily won, however, by Paddy Stapleton. Gets it out for us, Declan Fanning. Noel Connors. High challenge by John O'Brien. And that to me looks like another yellow card for Tipperary. Their 5th of the day. But will it matter at this stage?
Well, it doesn't matter at this stage, Marty, but they're bad habits to be giving. You know, Noel Connors heading towards the sideline, under a bit of pressure, having to try and hit it down the sideline. All John O'Brien had to do was jockey him a little bit and try and hook him or harass him, and that you might pick up the ball back in your own half-back line. Silly free again.
Long free from Michael Brick Walsh. Cahill to Corbett. Put a little bit too much into it. It's an easy ball for Declan Prendergast. Up towards Dan Shanahan. Seamus Prendergast. Mullane drives it across the face of the goal and wide. Dan Shanahan letting John Mullane know his opinion. I think he felt that a pass would have been a better option. We're into injury time, and I think at this stage Brian Cody knows it's going to be a repeat of the 2009 All-Ireland final, as he and his team bid for that 5 in a row, the drive for 5. Will it be Tipperary? Will they be good enough to stop them as they add another point? That's 6 points, all from play for John O'Brien. Referee wants the puck out to be taken again. 7 points between the teams.
Well, I think Tipp will be well pleased with their display, and they'll be pleased such that they made enough mistakes as well that they have to work on for the final, Marty. But you know, they were in control really here from the word go. Waterford's forwards really failed to trouble the defence, and as we said earlier, the ploy of playing Brian O'Halloran didn't really work, and Tipp being in control made things difficult for themselves by giving away some silly frees, but they own the ball at the moment.
Tony Browne delivers it long. Dan Shanahan underneath it, and look where Lara Corbett is. He's supposed to be playing full forward or corner forward. I remember Callanan doing that in football many years ago with Curran. It's Tipperary against Kilkenny in the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Final of 2010. Davy Fitzgerald congratulates Liam Sheedy. Lara Corbett scored a goal and 2 points. The first goal was crucial for Davy Fitzgerald, manager of Waterford for 2 years and 2 months. It's heartbreak. Richie Foley congratulates Michael Cahill. And Tipperary, for the 8th time since 1997, there's a team which was beaten in the provincial championship. They reached the All-Ireland final. Tipperary did it themselves in 97. For Owen Kelly, however, it's heartbreak, but fair play. They're the Kellys. Owen Kelly meeting Owen Kelly. Ken McGrath being quite gracious in defeat, commiserating with his colleagues and congratulating the winners, as Owen Kelly will once again face into Croke Park. But it is, of course, the 8th time that a county that has been beaten in the provincial championship will head back to Croke Park. Offaly, Clare, Kilkenny themselves in 0-4, Limerick and Waterford are all the teams that have come through the qualifiers. For Shane McGrath, there's no doubt about it, but his best position is in the middle of the field. And for Paul Curran, what a revelation at full back. He certainly dominated the early scores. For left corner back, Noel Connors, it's heartbreak on this particular occasion, but he will be back, as will indeed Liam Sheedy. But will we see Dan the Man? He scored the goal that essentially gave Waterford their 9th Munster title in extra time. But Lara Corbett will grace Croke Park on the first Sunday in September. His goal after 22 minutes, added to by Owen Kelly after 52 and 59, ensured that above all else it was the Premier County, having suffered big time in Páirc Uí Chaoimh when Isaki O'Halpine had the game of his life. Tipperary went the scenic route around Ireland, beating Wexford and Offaly and Galway before finally seeing off the challenge of the Munster champions here in the All-Ireland semi-final. Full-time score in Croke Park in the second of the GAA's All-Ireland hurling semi-finals is Tipperary 319, Waterford 180. Michael.